A very good morning to all of the students. I am Dr. Hina Riki, working as an assistant professor in Khalsa College, Patiala. Today I am going to deliver my lecture on the topic of periodic table, the basis of inorganic chemistry. This is the very common and general topic and which is essential for the basic understanding of chemistry. So first of all, the basic terminology includes nerve transmission. So basically nerve transmission includes movement of ions across cell membranes which forms the basis for the transmission. For this transmission, the two elements are involved, sodium ion and potassium ions, which are pumped across the membrane in opposite direction throughout the channels. Sodium ions move out of these channels, whereas potassium ion movement is inside the cell. The ion channels, these can differentiate easily from sodium ions and potassium ion on the basis of their size. So basically their ionic size, electronegativity, electron affinity, all these are the properties of the atoms which constitutes the periodic properties. And these properties whose values can be predicted based upon the elemental position on the periodic table. So basically, before going with the topic of periodic table, there is a periodic law. Who defined the periodic law? A Russian chemist divided the elements on the basis of their physical as well as chemical properties, who observed that when elements are arranged in the order of their increasing atomic weights, elements with similar properties appear at regular intervals. So basically, the properties of the elements, these are the periodic function of their atomic weight. This is according to the periodic law. But the properties of elements, which are the periodic function of their atomic number, constitutes the modern periodic law. And the periodic table is defined as a table in which elements are arranged in the order of their increasing atomic number in that manner in which the elements having the similar properties fall in the same vertical column. These are known as the periodic table. So this is basically the Mendeleev's prediction. According to Mendeleev's prediction, he depicted the various properties of the elements: atomic weight, mass or weight, melting point, density, formula of oxides, and as well as formula of chloride. And on the right hand side, these are the actual properties with the gallium element or the germanium element hold. But on the left hand side, these are the Mendeleev's periodic properties, which are approximately similar but with a little difference. So this again question arises, what versus why, means what the properties of an element which will be based on its position on the table and why these elements in the properties exist. So basically Mendeleev's periodic law, it allows us to predict what the properties but it doesn't explain us why the pattern exists. For the explanation of why the periodic trend in the properties exists, quantum mechanics is a theory which explains all this phenomenon, and knowing why allows us to predict what. So basically, why to study all these elements? Science has come a long way since Aristotle's theory of air, water, fire and earth. Scientists have identified approximately 90 naturally occurring elements, and the elements alone or in the combination make up the different or the huge bodies, our world, our sun, and in fact the entire universe. So then basically the elements are arranged according to their abundant nature. Oxygen is the most abundant element on the earth, constitutes of 46.6%, whereas silicon is the second most abundant and aluminium is the third most abundant, constitutes 8.1%. So then is the periodic table. So the table in which the elements are arranged in the order of their increasing atomic number in that manner in which elements with similar properties fall in the same vertical column is known as periodic table. The elements which fall in the same column resemble one another in their properties, so that is why they are grouping into the same group or the family of the elements, and whereas the various forms of the periodic table have been put forth from time to time in which the fundamental principle has been same as in the modern periodic law. So understanding the organization and plan of the periodic table, it will help us in obtaining the basic information about each of 118 known elements. So the next question arises, what is the cause of the periodicity? So basically the reoccurrence of the similar properties of an elements After the certain regular intervals, when they are arranged in order of increasing atomic number, is known as periodicity. Now the question arises, what is its cause? So the elements belonging to each group which are having the similar properties but forming the different elements belonging to the other group. For example, group 1 elements are alkaline earth metals and these are strongly electropositive, whereas group 17 elements are strongly electronegative and are non-metallic in nature because they form ions very readily. So this is the periodic table of the elements, and it's a very mandatory, and I will suggest you all of the students that kindly learn all this periodic table by forming the mnemonics, because mnemonics is a term which you cannot forget, and you are able to remember it after the long time also. So basically it consists of the group 1a, group 2. It is known as alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. And remember one thing, learn the periodic table according to vertically, not horizontally, because the elements, these are arranged vertically according to their properties, having similar physical as well as chemical properties, and although it consists of same outermost electronic configuration, which are very beneficial for solving the a lot of numerical problems and a lot of the questions which can be arised during your competitive exams. So first includes the alkali metals, consist of hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. And group 2a elements consist of alkaline earth metals, that is from beryllium to radium, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. And by learning their atomic number, just remember the magic numbers, which includes 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. And hydrogen is having the atomic number 1, just add 2 in 1, you will get 3. So 3 is the next atomic number of the lithium element. So similarly, now add 8 to the 3, it will comes out to be 11, which is the atomic number of sodium. Then by adding the 8, it will be the atomic number of potassium, 19. Afterwards, by adding the 18, it comes out to be 37, and afterwards again 18, it comes out to be 55, and then on adding the 32, it comes out to be 87, which is the atomic number of francium. So similarly with the alkaline earth metals, from beryllium to radium. Next is the p block elements. P block elements, it consists of the group 3a to 8a elements. 3a includes the boron family, bulga, intal, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Similarly, 4th A group, it consists of carbon family known as carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. And then is the nitrogen family consisting of 5A group, nitrogens known as nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Similarly, group 6A consists of chalcogens known as an oxygen family, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium. And 7A consists of fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. Similarly, F block elements and D block elements. But remember, by learning the lanthanides and actinides, learn these elements on the horizontally, whereas for the S block, P block and D block elements, learn these elements vertically. For example, if they are asking about calculating the term symbol for the germanium atom, so basically you should know about the electronic configuration of the germanium, and if you know about by which family it belongs, like it belongs to the carbon family, so it is having the similar electronic configuration. So outermost electronic configuration should be same. In fact, if you don't know the atomic number of the particular element, you are able to calculate the term symbol for that element. So it is very important to learn the periodic table vertically, and again repeating, not horizontally, and learn the periodic table by forming the mnemonics so that you can remember it for the very long time and you will never forget it. So thank you once again.